Fool's Fortune is one of 1,741 games in the itch.io bundle for racial justice and equality. I am Loki Knight and I'm delving into said bundle with Fool's Fortune, wherein you experience life in the Dark Ages as a feudal aristocrat. Superstition, the sword, and chance rule the day, and a shuffle of the cards can determine your fate. Your noble position means that tough decisions must be made, and you are the one to make them, for good or ill. The drawing of the tarot casts the events of your life, bringing new events, conflicts, and leads you along the path of your destiny. Will you be a cruel dictator or a ruler for the people? Will you gain prestige in the royal court or become a pariah among the nobility? Will you show honour and bravery or be forever scarred by your decisions? Pick a card and let fortune guide the way. That's what it does indeed say about Fool's Fortune on the itch.io page, and this is Fool's Fortune. I'll be honest, I have played one game previously, and it's basically Reigns with a bit of a deeper sort of like game mechanic, but we shall get into that right now. Draw 3 cards that we may begin, because unlike Reigns, it gives you stats. So, stats, 7 for strength, we have a 3 for intelligence, that's pretty low, and we have ourselves a 7 for agility, so that's not too bad. I'm not the most intelligent cookie in the shed, but then again, I am a very agile cookie, and I'm very strong cookie. Very flavoursome. Nom. When comparing against your stats, you will want to draw lower than that which is checked. Now you may begin when you are ready. There we go. So, essentially, what happens is you can do the whole left or right thing as in Reigns, which will result in a choice being made, but then you'll draw from a separate deck the number that you have to be greater than to actually pass that check. So, it's got an extra element over Reigns. It really is quite interesting. So let's have a look. I'll showcase that off right now. So on the left, you can actually see my stats. So we've got a strength of 7, intelligence of 3, agility of 7, and gold of 0. You can go into the negatives or the positives. It basically just affects the card draw later down the line. So let's draw a card. The Devil. You've gone on a hunt on your grounds and have caught surf poaching animals, so we can overlook the transgression as the surf is simply hungry and trying to provide food for a family, or we can confront the surf and demand satisfaction. That would require intelligence, as you can indeed see on the left, where you've got the little arrow, or we can just forgive them. Now, I'm not the most intelligent cookie, as I mentioned, not the most intelligent cookie in the cutlery drawer. Therefore, we're going to overlook the transgression. There we go, and we have been given an extra bit of intelligence because we were aware that they were just trying to feed their family. So, aggression isn't always the best thing to do, even if you are a more aggressive build. There we go, let's see what we've got going on here. The Fool! Due to a perceived slight, you have been challenged to a duel of honour. Very well. Except as it is a matter of honour for you and your house. I'm very strong, I'm going to do that, basically. Oh, I can refuse, but no. Honour! You and your opponent meet on the field of honour, prepared to duel to first blood. And I got an 8, so I might lose a leg here. Nope, I lost an arm instead. Your opponent gains the upper hand on you quickly, and first blood is perhaps a trite too deep, drawing your arm away from your body, as well as the first blood of the conflict. So I lost a bit of intelligence there, because, you know, I was stupid enough to take a fight, and I lost strength. I only lost 1 strength losing an arm, actually. So yeah, you can have amazing stats, but you can still get wrecked with an 8 or 9. So do have to keep that in mind. What's up next? Strength. Your serfs come to you requesting masonry work to shore up protection against potential flooding. So we can agree to that, or we can have intelligence of 3, which is not going to work. Not going to work in the slightest. Not really in my wheelhouse. So that would be a bulking up the cost, but no, we'll just pay for it. You agreed to the masonry work. So it'll be a little bit cash poor, but it's fine. You can go into negative gold. It's A-okay. You trust in the experience of your serfs. There we go. The Swords. You are forced to arbitrate, word, very hard, again, not intelligent, between 2 fiefdoms fighting over land usage rights. So we can use our intelligence to divide the disputed land evenly between both sides, or decide in favour of one faction over the other. We are going to divide the disputed land evenly between both sides. Try and be intelligent about this. Does it work? Rather than cleanly award decision to one side or the other, you opt to divide the disputed territory evenly. Very well. That was not good. Both sides mount fervent protests to your decision. Your word is final. However, this finality leaves both sides disgruntled and less than unwavering in their loyalty. That's not good. The Hangman. You are riding on your estate when a snake appears in the path in front of you. So, we can charge through and trust that speed and your mount's courage will win the day. That's a very good chance of me succeeding with that, so I've got an agility of 7. but I did have an agility of 7. Sorry, I did have a strength of 7. I misspoke earlier, and I've lost an arm, so that's not necessarily a guaranteed. Or turn around and find a different route. 7. Whee! You charge ahead, poised to control your mount should the snake prove a more difficult obstacle than expected. And we got ourselves a 6! We draw a 6, meaning we maintain firm control of our mounts, and despite the snake's sudden defensive stance, trample it under hoof. You've not only proven your courage, but saved time and concern. Very well. So, I didn't gain anything. Well done. You are sailing abroad during your voyage. A storm suddenly starts raging. Go below decks as you are not an accomplished sailor and would only be a hindrance, or offer assistance to the ship's hands, as more hands makes light work. I think I would be a hindrance here. I do have agility 7 though. I might be able to offer some assistance. I mean, I'm going to have decent sea legs, right? If I've got an agility of 7. Or would that be a strength thing? We'll try it anyway. I'm sure we'll be fine. That's not fine. Your inexperience has cost you dearly. Not recognizing the signs of rope wear, a rigging snaps loose, and the whiplash neatly severs one of your legs. That is not good. And yet I still have agility of 7. Strange. The Hierophant. While travelling, you encounter a game of chance in the common room. In the common room of the tavern, that is. You are resting for the night. I am not very intelligent, so again, that's not a very good idea. Intrigued by the game, you choose to try your luck. Or, I sit and watch being a spectator, providing enough entertainment for me. Yes, that's good. Because I don't want to lose more gold. I'm a bit cash poor. You observe as the person dealing the game, with a deft hand, separating players from their money and redistributing it as fortune sees fit. Star! You've been invited by the Sovereign Court to compete in a tournament of nobles at the High Palace, an offer you cannot but accept. So I can choose to compete in a hand-to-hand competition, or choose to compete to joust. I will joust, because I've got a much better opportunity with my agility. On a truly grand stage, you and your opponent ride out into the tournament field, resplendent in your respective house colours. And, there we go, I have drawn a 4, which means all is good. Yeah. Mighty crash rings out as riders meet. You have unseated your opponent, winning you victory and prestige, so my strength has gone up a little bit. And I've gained gold. So there we go, of wands. You and your retinue are at sea, carried on the waves to a foreign land and glory. Last time I was at sea, apparently I lost a leg, but my arm is kind of gone there. So what do we want to do? Ignore their advice, they are simply commoners after all, or listen to the seasoned sailors crewing the ships about safety and food. Just listen to them. That makes the most sense. They're seasoned. Did not realise you were short of citrus fruits. Yes, no scurvy, thank you. And their sage wards ensured that none of your party contracted scurvy. Excellent. Of sorts. After a day's travelling, you arrive at a tavern for some rest and refreshment. While there, you find both a nomadic monk scrivener and travelling tumbler, both of whom are willing to provide lessons in the respective trades. So, I can have more agility, or I can have more intelligence. Ideally, I need more intelligence, because that's my weak point at the moment. You choose to learn by the monk, while you have a passing knowledge of letters, improving your reading and writing skills cannot go amiss. The monk starts tutelage by way of vellum and inkwell. Excellent. So I actually had to be good enough, though, to learn it. Okay, your passing familiarity with the skills on offer is more passing than familiar. It is slow going, and you're not able to learn as much as you thought before you part ways. I thought that was just a free increase. I didn't realise you actually had to pass it. Whoops. The 20 of Judgment, apparently. You encounter a brigand during a tour of your land's holdings. Pay and run? No! You should stand and fight! And as you lose horrendously... Oh, it's a 3. Do I win or lose this one? While you have held onto your purse, the brigand does manage to inflict a deep wound in your arm, necessitating its amputation. Ew. Ew. You lived a long and fruitful life. You did not keep a wealth of possessions, but you made up for that with many experiences. Damn you, brigand! The brigand did indeed do me a deadly boop. They did me a deadly boop. But that, as you can indeed see, is Fool's Fortune, which, as I mentioned right at the start of the video, basically Reigns, but with a slightly deeper sort of like gameplay mechanic. So if you enjoy Reigns, you'll enjoy Fool's Fortune. I mean, I thoroughly enjoyed it, and I very much like the fact that it seems to be a lot more flavoursome than Reigns. It seems to have a lot more in the way of depth, I find. And I very much enjoyed that. I don't know what else to say. It's basically Reigns, a slightly different art style, and a slight twist on the gameplay mechanics. not much more to be said. If you have the bundle, then go and check it out. But unfortunately, in the meantime, it does indeed come to that shield with this video. If you did enjoy it, hit that follow button. And if you massively enjoyed it, hit that subscribe button. If not, that's perfectly fine as well. Those sorts of things can go and be a fool without a fortune. But yes, thank you so much for watching our videos, live streams, and VODs. I hope you have a wonderful evening, and indeed, good night.